I'm sorry, but
he did the universe such a favor by going on Rogan.
Yeah, right. Yes, you went on there and held his hand like a toddler and walked him through these topics. In other words, you got invited on the biggest fucking show, and you went on to take advantage of that opportunity where Joe was open and gave you a platform and listened to what you had to say. And you said, because I've seen some of his episodes on there, you said a bunch of standard boilerplate left-wing things. That's what you did.
You don't fire me, I quit. Sir, you don't have a job here.
Yeah, like you did not hold his hand like a toddler. Come on, dude. You had a conversation with him where you said many standard things. I'll be honest.
Dave Smith weighs in on the whole Kyle Kulinski situation. Let's see what he has to say.
Before we jump back in, Rob?
Sounds like a big old whiny pants.
Let's keep playing. And Natalie, just do me a favor, just bring it back a few seconds in case there was anything we missed there.
COVID helped to break his brain. And then look at that. He goes full MAGA. And you know what? That makes me look like a jackass because I was the one going in there, taking him at face value, acting kind, holding his hand and walking him through it like he was a toddler on these topics. And then, wow, in retrospect, would you look at that?
All
you
right,
completely
just pause
flipped.
it here.
I mean,
No, Kyle, it makes you look bad because it makes you look like you lost the argument. It makes you look like maybe you were wrong about a lot of that stuff. And I'm sorry, but like,
he did the universe such a favor by going on Rogan.
Yeah, right. Yes, you went on there and held his hand like a toddler and walked him through these topics. In other words, you got invited on the biggest fucking show, and you went on to take advantage of that opportunity where Joe was open and gave you a platform and listened to what you had to say. And you said, because I've seen some of his episodes on there, you said a bunch of standard boilerplate left-wing things. That's what you did.
You don't fire me, I quit. Sir, you don't have a job here.
Yeah, like you did not hold his hand like a toddler. Come on, dude. You had a conversation with him where you said many standard things. I'll be honest, some of the things you said I liked. I liked some of his stuff where he would talk about like his anti-war positions. He never really demonstrated much of a depth of knowledge of them. Like he didn't really get into detail and that, but he would say like, I don't like Obama's drone wars and stuff like that. And good for you. And then you made some arguments for why you believed in like universal health care or things like that. Okay. You ultimately, I guess he wasn't persuaded by you. Like, what do you want me to say? That's the only reason why you look bad. You don't look bad in hindsight because you went on the show, but isn't it convenient, Kyle? Right? Like you're going to say, okay, so when you got invited on the biggest show in the world, you were happy to go. When you say you held his hand like a toddler, that's certainly not what you were saying at the time. You certainly didn't say that. You certainly didn't come back on your show the day after. You certainly didn't say on the Joe Rogan Experience, hey man, it kind of feels like I'm holding your hand like a toddler here. You know? No, you said, thank you so much for having me on. You're the man, Joe Rogan. Thank you.
I mean, absolutely. Kyle Kulinski is just coping because he looked bad. And how could you not look bad if you're just going to go on there and say a bunch of the left-wing platitudes? I mean, by this point, all that stuff's already been shut down by pretty much everybody, hasn't it? What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. Let's continue.
You for letting me get on the biggest show in the world and give my ideas and get more fans and get more exposure. So you said, thank you. You came back again. You came back again after that. You came back again after that. And every single time you never said, hey man, it really feels like I have to hold your hand. You didn't say anything like that, right? Okay. So you took it when it was advantageous to you. Now that Joe Rogan ended up supporting Donald Trump and has become like, you know, it's been acknowledged that he is at the center of this ecosystem of information, whether you want to call him independent news or not, I don't really give a fuck what you call him. He has the biggest show. Now that maybe it kind of hurts you personally to have this, you know, attachment to Rogan or to have this thing where you're connected to him or known as someone who went on his show several times. Now you're going to turn around and say, I held his hand like a toddler. It seems like the common denominator here is what's self-serving for you, not so much any argument or principle that you got right. that he then got wrong. Maybe I'm missing something, but that seems more to be what the story is here. All right, let's keep playing.
I mean, we were defending him, unfortunately, way too late, right? When people were already on to, I don't know, man, he's saying a little bit more right-wing things here. And we would be like, well, no, look, here's a compilation of all the times Joe Rogan said base things. He argued for universal health care. He argued for free college. He argued for higher minimum wage and this good thing. And I would show that compilation and go, see, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But guess what? When you decide I'm going to endorse Donald Trump after he lied to your face relentlessly for the entire podcast, telling brazen lies, then I'm sorry, all the charity is gone, all the sympathy is gone, and I have to come to a different conclusion now. My conclusion of
he goes, I'm sorry, but now that I've taken all the help you can give me and it's only hurting me to be associated with you, the charity is gone. Now it's time to take off the gloves. And what is he guilty of? He's saying, I defended him when he was saying some right-wing things. And then he ended up supporting Donald Trump. And that's the cardinal sin. Well, okay, look, Joe has always said some right-wing things. You never seemed to have a problem with that when you were getting invited on the biggest show. Now that you're not getting invited on that show, you have a different attitude. I mean, by the way, I'm just saying, like, maybe I'm wrong about this, but like, okay, Joe texted me and asked me to come on on the podcast on November 6th, the day after the election. And I was really honored by that. I was like, oh, that's really cool that he wanted me to be the guy the day after this historic election to come, discuss it with him. I could be wrong about this. I have a really tough time believing that if Kyle got that invite, he wouldn't have taken it, right? That he wouldn't have taken it and he wouldn't have just taken the opportunity to go talk about these things. And I don't think he would have claimed that he's holding Joe's hand like a toddler. And I don't think he would have called him out on all this stuff. I think he would have tried to be like, oh, okay, there's a big opportunity for me. I'm going to go do it.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% correct. I don't know what this Kyle Kulinski is going on and on about, but clearly I think Dave Smith has his number here. I agree with him 100%. Everyone wants to go on Joe Rogan. He's the biggest podcast in the world pretty much right now, or at least one of them. And this is just another case of a lefty being a cowardly lefty. You can't dissent at all from the cult, and you can't be associated with dissenters of the cult. It's dangerous. So Kyle Kulinski here, just being a complete coward. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, I got a whole bunch more goodies on the screen for you to click away and enjoy.